Hello, this is Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com. This is another shaky cam interior review. This time we're looking at the 2014 Nissan Rogue. This is a great little car. We just finished a 1,100-mile road trip in this car. Four of us, my wife and two little daughters, drove all the way to Utah and back. This is a great car to do that in. You'll see some write-ups and review on that coming up later. The interior is very nice, and this is the top fitting. This is the SV package, and I'll show you some of the controls that come with that, which is where most of the interest is going to be. Doors, windows, and locks right here, all pretty normal. This is your mirror adjustments. Here you see your trip sets, lighting control here, and trip set here for the dash up there, the drivers. Down here, if the lighting is good enough, you'll see here's your traction control, sport mode. May or may not ever use that. I found it to be plenty peppy without having to use that little button. This is the rear hatch. This one is this package comes with a automated one, and this turns it on and off, so you can toggle it off, so little kids or something don't accidentally start setting it off from the outside or up here. This is blind spot management and lane warning, lane departure warning. All-wheel drive, you can lock it. It's on all the time anyway, and this is hill descent. You rarely see that in a crossover anymore. And then down here is your fuel hatch release and hood release. So coming up here, let's look at the steering wheel really quick. It's the usual. This is your infotainment setup and cruise control here, and phones down here. On the instrument cluster, you see the usual RPM gauge there, engine heat down there. This changes according to what you're doing. I'll talk about that fuel economy in 1 second. This is the speed and fuel. Now, what I want to point out here is when you set this, like when you set the cruise, you turn the cruise on, you see the cruise set comes in. This will show what the cruise is set to, and if that is green, that means your cruise is actually on. This tells you that your backup sensors are all on, and this tells you that the lane departure is on. So if I push the lane departure button and turn that off, you'll see those go away. Just a little note. Now on the fuel economy, let's talk about that. This vehicle is rated at 32 miles per gallon on the highway. I will point out that even though it shows that I only got about 24 and a half, that is over 1,100 miles. Most of that was freeway driving, but it was not just freeway driving. We're talking driving through across US Highway 40 in northern Colorado and Interstate 80 in Wyoming, going and then coming respectively. So that reflects a lot of hill climbing and a lot of altitude changes, and also the fact that the car was as fully loaded as it could possibly be. There were my wife, myself, our two daughters. That's a total of 450 pounds easily, probably more than that, plus all the cargo we had in here. And we had the back hatch stuffed. We had as much stuff as you could possibly fit in this car, which turns out to be a lot of stuff. So these controls are about the same. You'll see the little, this means there's a lot of rain, this means there's not as much rain, so it's just the wiper control speed. Over here is the lighting, of course, and this is a push button start, so there is no key. Vents are very good. This package also has vents in the back for the second row, and then you'll see here the infotainment. It's pretty straightforward. Nissan has one of the better ones on the market. There are some that are better than this. There are a lot that are worse than this. This is one of the better packages, I think. Climate controls, also pretty straightforward. Nothing really special here. You do some, you got your defrosts and other settings. Pretty easy to do. When you turn on the front defrost, all of this changes automatically to pump up the fans and push it over to the front and all that to clear the window very quickly. This package also includes some extra connectivity, so USB auxiliary. This is a nice non-slip surface, so it's perfect. Plug your phone in and drop it right here and you're good to go. This is a 12-volt outlet here. Shifter, again, pretty straightforward. One thing I will note is that it's very easy to drop into low rather than drive, and you won't notice that you're in low unless you're looking at the instrument cluster up there, or once you notice that the RPMs rev awful high before it changes. This is a continuously variable transmission, so you shouldn't be hearing that at all. And this is the overdrive button. Drink holders, nice sizable center console. I was able to get my entire camera in there for photo taking. Good sized glove box, lots of little goodies in there. Looking at the Monroney with everything in it, this sells for about $29,000. Base price is a lot lower than that if you don't need the high end. Also, Nissan is carrying, should be noted, Nissan is carrying the 2013 Rogue over as the base model for 2014 at a very, very low price. It's around $20,000, $21,000. That's interesting to note, and it's because of Nissan's flexible manufacturing. I'll show you very quickly. Here's the seating. This is very nice cloth seating. I much prefer this to leather because it's just very comfortable and very stain resistant. We have two toddlers, and you'll see that after almost a week of travel in this car and dumping their things and doing all the things that little kids do, those seats are very, very clean, easy to wipe up, very, very nice. There is also a third row. It's very small and compact, but for our purposes, it is just the right size to stick car seats in so that two adults can sit in the back. This is a very versatile car. Really enjoyed it. It was a great road trip machine, very smooth, extremely comfortable. This seating now is the same zero gravity seating that is in the Nissan Altima. You may remember when we reviewed that last year. So very, very good car. Really enjoyed this. This has been Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com, and this has been our shaky cam interior review of the 2014 Nissan Rogue. We'll talk to you again soon.